it's me, Jenna, with White Witch Parlor, and today I wanted to discuss Imbolc, the Witches' Sabbath and Gaelic festival, which falls sometime between the winter and spring equinox. It's usually held on February 1st or January 31st to bring in this new time of spring, and it is a time when we start to see the first signs of spring and new life coming about. So you might be around your neighborhood and notice some new flowers and plants starting to blossom through the snow. During this time we can begin to witness new life being grown and new beginnings really starting to flourish, and it's such a beautiful time when we can really plant our new seeds of intentions and what we want for the year to come. This is a time when we can start to fully embrace that light that's coming back with the spring so close, because January can be such a harsh time for many people with the coldness and the darkness. Following the winter solstice, you'll find yourself coming out of this depression and starting to want to get out more, starting to want to change and transition and transform yourself before this new spring starts. Many of us will notice we want to start dieting and exercising, knowing that the summer season is right around the corner, and some of us might just want to do something like change the decor around our home or our own wardrobes. And it's something that's within us because we are so connected with nature that when these first signs of new life and fertility start to blossom, we also tend to blossom with it. The buried seeds of intentions that we once planted are now beginning to sprout with new hope as the snow begins to slowly melt away throughout the February month. This is a time when we really get to recharge our batteries because the sun is staying out longer and things are starting to blossom as the snow is melting. This is a festival of light and new life, fertility and abundance. We're not quite yet at the spring equinox, but why not start celebrating it early? Many people like to worship the sun at this time and Goddess Bree or Saint Bree because of all the goodness and abundance that is now starting to really flow into our lives. Saint Bree or Goddess Bree is known for her fertility and the abundance that she brings with her. In Gaelic tradition, she used to visit households and bless the homes with her new hope and joy and prosperous fertility. She was known to help pull people's spirit out of the cold dark of winter and lift their hopes and dreams into the light of new life. This seasonal celebration was later adapted to Northern America, also known as Groundhog Day. This is a time of weather divination, so it's also a time where we work with our third eye. And if you notice with the seasons, they do follow our chakras as well. So Yule is closely tied to our crown chakra and opening up to this extreme awareness of divine and open to oneness and kind of working from a clean slate. Now we move down to the third eye chakra, where everything is about awakening to your higher self, being psychically and intuitively inclined to your highest good, and really making that connection with nature and understanding it. Spirit works through many different ways, and nature is one of them. So with Imbolc being such a time of divine purity and us sprouting new life, we can also sprout new psychic awareness. This practice of weather divination in Gaelic traditions was where the whole town would come and gather around the hole of a badger or a groundhog and wait for it to emerge. If it emerged, we knew that spring was here, and if it did not, then it was for them to know that winter was going to last just a tad bit longer and that they needed to hold their hopes high as they finished getting through this dark season. So now that I gave you a little bit of history on this wonderful holiday, I'd like to share with you 5 simple ways that you can celebrate it, whether you choose to practice this season alone or with loved ones, or if you are part of a coven or any kind of gathering or group that makes you feel good, then go on and do it. And these are 5 simple ways that you can have fun with others or alone, like I do. First way you can celebrate Imbolc is by actually planting your new seeds of intentions, and I mean this by physically planting some seeds in a pot, taking some pot with soil and getting your hands dirty and planting some new flowers or plants so that they will blossom for the spring. As you plant each seed, set your intentions with them. Maybe even bury a little list of things that you feel you want to accomplish for the rest of this year. This may seem like such a simple act, but when you add a candle and some incense and some good music and you start planting those seeds, you will see how beautiful it is when Lammas comes around and you're able to reap what you sow. Tip number 2 on how to celebrate Imbolc is spring clean or early spring clean your house. The early bird gets the worm, and what better way to spring clean early while it's still dark and cold outside. Use your time now to rearrange things, make things fresh and exciting for you so that when spring does come, you're ready to get out there and enjoy it with every moment that you have rather than spending your time inside dusting and moving furniture around. Start getting rid of the clutter now. Because February is now among us, and if you find yourself getting really tired of the cold and the darkness outside, then do something special in a warm space, in the inside of your home. Light a cozy fire, set a great ambiance, light some candles, put a space heater out if you don't have a fireplace. Be creative and start really embracing that warmth and start really visualizing spring and all the things that are going to be coming with it. While you do this, you can make a list of intentions so that you can really start sowing those seeds, because if you can't plant the physical seeds, you can still set those intentions. And if you do it in this really warm ambient setting, you will find yourself really manifesting something deeper from within you. Instead of it being superficial, you will really start digging deeper and figuring out what it is you actually want for this following year to come. You can also go outside and do a bonfire, sit with some friends, share your ideas with each other. If you have the means to do this, I really encourage this, because you will find that this warmth and this fiery glow will get you excited for the warmth that is going to come. Because Imbolc is also known as Candlemas, set aside some time for tip number 4 and do a candle rituals. Do some candle magic, some candle spells, and really set those intentions again. So you take the candles of any color of your choosing that is tied or associated to the desire that you're seeking, and work with that. Let's say, for example, you want to work more from the heart and you want to learn to love yourself more, love others, attract more love and happiness and just joy and universal love all around. Go with the color green or pink and light a pink or green candle, and you can go ahead and anoint it with some oil. You can dress it with some herbs crushed up finely into a powder, and you can do all these things all by yourself or with others. And while you're doing this, you set your intentions. And again, this is all about healing and setting those intentions and really making space and opening new doorways for the spring. Start saying goodbye to the winter. Start making peace with the winter so that you can move on to warmer environments and happier moments in your life where you can get out and really embrace nature and all that it has to offer. This is a festival of light. This is a time for us to embrace the sun and the life that it brings with it. This abundant energy is going to recharge our spirit. So take note of this and start getting ready to say farewell, winter, because spring is so close, and now you'll finally be able to get out and walk around barefoot and get some good grounding action. The 5th way to celebrate Imbolc is cleanse yourself, cleanse your space. Because you did a little bit of spring cleaning, if you did tip number 1 or 2, then you will also want to cleanse yourself and cleanse your space. You can smudge your space, you can give yourself a good ritual cleansing bath and go into a really beautiful meditation. A lot of these things are not as complicated as people might think, and it might seem too simple to some, but many of us forget to set aside any time for ourselves to just reconnect with the seasons and nature and spirit and all the blessings that are in our lives. So if you take a moment to just sit in the bathtub while you're soaking and cleansing your aura and cleansing your spirit and your mind of all the impurities and all the negative thoughts and self-doubt, you'll find yourself that you're opening up a new doorway to abundance. And you are blessing yourself and everyone around you when you do this, because you're bettering yourself. And when you do that, you can help others in return. Work with salt during this season to help you cleanse. Work with sage. Work with uplifting scents like orange, lavender to calm your mind. Work with colors of purple and sometimes even a little hints of blue. But purple, you'll also find some of the tulips that start sprouting are in colors and shades of purple, as well as the chrysanthemums and all these beautiful things that start popping up. And this is nature's way of telling us it's time to really work with our third eye chakra. And that is another thing you can do when you're in the bath, is focus energy up to your third eye and maybe give your third eye a massage to really open up and activate that energy so that you can be more intuitive to your own path and really understand where it is you need to go in life. So that's it, guys. You can make it as technical or simple as you want. You can add candles and incense and resin and herbs and all the kind of witchy tools that you desire, or you can just be very minimal and do it with yourself and your own energy and just really work to cleanse yourself, heal yourself, so that you can really open yourself up to the spiritual higher self, the spiritual awakening, and all the beautiful energy that can be absorbed by you. It's not always negative that we absorb, and we need to learn to pull that in and use this season to do that. It's better when you embrace the seasons and use the rest of February and these last few weeks of the cold of winter to start making plans for spring. Give yourself something to look forward to. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, you can always give it a big thumbs up. That really helps me out, guys. You can always subscribe to my channel for more videos. You can share it with your friends and loved ones to give them a little bit of education. If you are coming out of the broom closet and you want to educate your family and friends on what it is you're actually practicing, and it's not evil, it's something beautiful, sacred, and ancient. And if you want to share it with those people, please do. It might brighten their day if they didn't understand it already, and it's like a little gift that you give to them. So I love you guys so very much, and I hope that you come back to the next video. Brightest blessings to you all, and have a beautiful, blessed week. Bye.
To start this ritual, we'll create the sacred space together, as opposed to one person acting as priest or priestess. I invite you to speak after, do a little call and response chant. The refrain is a circle of life and change. A circle of life and change. We form a boundless ring, the path of the moon, the earth, and the stars. A circle of life and change. We form a ring of connection, where what is reaped is what is sown. A circle of life and change. We form a ring of sacred space, like those have done once and will again.
A circle of life and change.
As opposed to elements, I actually do an invocation to the sea, the sky, and the land, which are the traditional cosmology of the ancient Celts. We call upon and give thanks to the ancestors who dwell in the realm of the sea, that world that is removed from ours, but not too far in our hearts and our minds. We give thanks in connection to the sky, the realm of the gods, the realm of our best, and the things that control us, that are within us, without us, the things that inspire us. We give thanks in connection to the land, the spirits of the land, the earth that we walk upon, that we live upon. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
You will do a brief invocation of Bridget.
This comes from a book of pagan prayer, by, can't pronounce the first name, Cyril. You know, it's, yeah, it looks Russian or Slavian or something. Cyril. I'm going to read the first, there's 3 of them. I'm going to read the first 2, and then I thought we might repeat the last one. It's very easy. Come to us in the fire on our hearth. Consume the logs gladly. Come to our home, Bridget of protection. Consume the logs gladly. Triple fire shining in the hearth of our home. Bridget, healer Bridget. To you our worship. To you our heart's calling. Triple flame burning in the hearth of our strength. Bridget, mighty Bridget, to you our worship. To you our heart's calling. Triple blaze leaping in the hearth of our souls. Bridget, poet Bridget, to you our worship. To you our heart's calling. Triple tongue speaking. To you we listen. Remember, Bridget had the 3 triune nature. So that's what triple tongue speaking. To you we listen. Now, this next one I'd ask you to repeat the lines. There's only 2 lines. The fire of Bridget is the flame on my heart.
The fire of Bridget is the flame on my heart.
The fire of Bridget is the flame in my heart.
The fire of Bridget is the flame in my heart.
Everyone, please be seated or stand comfortably. Before we go to our main body of our ritual and our main rite, I also lead you in a grounding and centering meditation to more get us into a spirit of ritual and celebration. Please close your eyes. I'd like you to breathe in and out. In and out. Let your breathing become slow and labored. Let your breathing fall into a gentle rhythm. Imagine that you are in the darkness, deep below the earth. You are a seed within the ground. On all sides, nothing but darkness. But you feel, let's start to see in your own way, the moisture of this wet, close earth. As you breathe in and out, the seed that you are ventures outwards to roots. Small, tender roots at first, pushing gently out of your shell. As you breathe in and out, drink in the moisture from the damp soil. Take in the nutrients of the good earth. As you breathe in and out, feel the seed that you are grow larger, stronger. Your roots venturing out, becoming thicker, longer, going outward from you. When you feel anchored into the earth, when your roots are thick, when you have grown out of the husk of the seed you were, You feel its breath venture from you and up through the soil. As you breathe in and out, that sprout opens to the surface. It grows and grows, and you feel the warmth of the sun, the breeze of the air. As you breathe in and out, you take in the warmth of the sun. Start the first stirrings of photosynthesis. You feel the air so light. You take that carbon dioxide in. Breathe in and out. Again, the warmth of the sun. Take in the air from the sky. Feel that warmth and air go through your stalk, down into your roots. And when you breathe again, feel the energy, the earth, and the water coming from your roots through your stem. Breathe in, feel the earth and water. Breathe out, feel the warmth and the air. Taking these elements into you. Your stalk grows thicker and larger. Leaves sprout from your sides. Those leaves become branches. Your stem becomes the trunk.
Here at last our circles cast in light upon the ground. We call upon you elements, support our magic round. God and Goddess, bless our rites and guide us through this magic night. I call you now, attend to me. This is our will, so mote it be. Spirits of the north, elements of earth, I call on you to attend our circle. Hail and welcome. Spirits of the east, elements of air, I call on you to attend our circle. Hail and welcome. Spirits of the south, elements of fire, I call on you to attend our circle. Hail and welcome. Spirit of the west, element of water, I call on you to attend our circle. Hail and welcome. O great goddess of the moon, provider of life itself, mother of woman and man, protector of the wicker, we ask that you will attend our circle and bless our mystic rites. Hail and welcome. O great God, horned hunter of the sun, Lord of all that's wild and free, Father of man and woman, we ask that you will attend our circle and bless our mystic rites. Hail and welcome. May the powers of the One, the source of all creation, all-knowing and eternal, may the Goddess, the Lady of the Moon, and the God, horned hunter of the sun, may the powers of the spirits, rulers of the elemental realms, the stars above and the earth below, bless this place and this time, and we who are with you. This is the time of the Feast of Torches, when every lamp blazes and shines, to welcome the rebirth of the god. I celebrate the goddess. I celebrate the god. All the earth celebrates beneath its mantle of sleep. All the land is wrapped in winter, the air is chilled, and frost covers the earth. But, Lord of the sun, horned one of animals and wild places, unseen you have been reborn of the gracious Mother Goddess, Lady of all fertility. Hail, great God, hail and welcome. Guardians of the elements, Lord God and Lady Goddess, we thank you for joining our circle. We ask for your blessing as you depart. May there be peace between us, now and forever. Blessed be. The circle is open, but unbroken. May the peace of the Goddess go in your hearts. Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again. Blessed be.
The pagan celebration of Imbolc.
In this video we explain what it is and how to celebrate. Don't forget to stick around to the end for our power tip, which is going to help bring the energies of the celebration into your home or working space. Hello, I'm Max Raven.
And I'm Cassandra Raven. Together we have over 30 years experience in the occult, witchcraft and magic.
We share insight, knowledge, advice and lifestyle tips to make your magic go further and add potency to your work.
Imbolc, or Imbolg, is a Gaelic festival marking the beginning of spring. It's held on the 1st of February, halfway between the winter solstice Yule and the springtime equinox Ostara.
It's a nice time to have something to celebrate in what can be a rather cold and dull time of the year, especially here in the winter.
Imbolc was widely observed throughout Ireland, Scotland and the Isle of Man. It's mentioned in early Irish literature, and there's evidence suggesting it was an important date in ancient times.
The date has been of significance since the Neolithic period, this being the late Stone Age, sometime between 9000 BC and 3000 BC. Some passage tombs in Ireland are aligned with sunrise at the times of Imbolc and Samhain.
Magically, at this time, we look towards new starts. The first swirlings of spring mark this festival as the days begin to get longer and the earth is warmed by the returning sun.
Mother Goddess Bridget is celebrated upon this day in her guise as the waiting bride of the youthful sun god, who is now beginning his return.
In this form, her correspondences are fertility, creative inspiration, medicine, protection, healing, and she's a guardian of children.
Keep these keywords in mind when performing magic relating to Imbolc.
At this time, magic using candles is often practiced. This is an act of ritually lighting a fire to encourage the returning sunlight.
In Anglo-Celtic cultures, one of the most popular of these candle lighting customs was to have a young woman representing the Virgin Goddess enter the ritual area carrying a circle of lit candles. This, in essence, is a lit sunwheel, a symbol of the sun's transition through the year.
A tradition for this time is to conduct divination for the year ahead. One such tradition comes from Scotland, where family members throw salt into the hearth fire. Each member interprets the ensuing pops, fizzes and cracks as the answers to their questions.
Another method can be performed at this time. This would be dripping melted wax into water. The participants would interpret the shapes of the melted wax as the answers to their questions.
The use of candles in divination ties in nicely to the themes of Candlemas, a Christian celebration held on the same day.
Coming up, we have a power tip showing you how to create a fantastic loose incense to burn during the festival of Imbolc.
Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please comment below.
Now, let's make some magic. This is our power tip. We're going to show you how to make a fantastic loose incense that you can burn on your altar during the festival of Imbolc. Each one of these herbs has been chosen with those key phrases in mind that we mentioned earlier. On my right, we have 3 herbs to represent the moon or the goddess, and on my left, we have 3 herbs to represent the god. Each one of these is going to be added to this pestle and mortar here and ground up into a fine powder which can be burned on hot coals, in your fireplace, or even sprinkled onto a candle. Is a nice way of burning it if you haven't got a fire or a charcoal disc burner. To go through them, we have corn flour. Here we're using the blue variety. Adds a lovely splash of colour to anything you're making. We're using pontifical, for example. Here we have some storax, which is the main ingredient that we're using it for. We also have jasmine, beautiful smell. We have frankincense, which most people should be familiar if you've ever come across things like churches or anything like that. It's that wonderful smell that they burn during Mass. We have carnation, which has got some fantastic colour and adds some great power. Then allspice, which is that wonderful, sweet, spicy smell, very much like Christmas. This is from the goddess side. This is called jasmine. Its common name is the Queen of the Night, and its key planet is the moon. We've chosen it because it has the abilities of prophetic dreams, psychic awareness, love, and wealth. Love being one of the key ones here. Next, we have cornflower. Its lovely common name is bachelor's button. We've chosen this because it has abundance, love, psychic awareness again, and creative growth, hitting that creative inspiration key word. This is pontifical. This is actually a blend of some various different resins, but the main one we're choosing from this is the storax, not to be confused with styrax, which some of you might come across, which is actually a different resin altogether called benzoin. Storax has the abilities of protection, spirituality, and astral travel, protection being the key one that we're using it for. Moving over to the solar or sun side, we're going to start off with allspice. This is also known as Jamaican pepper, and this has some fantastic male energy. It's also good for luck, determination, and obtaining treasures. This is quite a common one that you may have come across before. This is frankincense. Very, very well associated with the sun. It's used for purification, successful ventures, and the manifestation of will. This is carnation. Fantastic common name for this herb is sops in wine. Again, a solar herb or solar flower. It's used for healing and protection. So again, hitting those other words that we've chosen them for. First herb into the pot is allspice. Next, we're going to add frankincense. This is already starting to smell absolutely lovely. We're moving over to the moon side to add in the pontifical. And remember, this is the storax that we're looking to use. Next, we're going to add the carnation. And this one, we're going to pull apart before we start grinding it. Then, bachelor's button or cornflower. And finally, jasmine. You'll tend to find that flowers break down much, much faster.